All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. Well, the new Journey album comes out in July. It's called Freedom. In the meantime, Neal Schon is speaking to various publications, probably trying to promote the album, including the symphony shows that Journey is planning on doing. He spoke to People magazine, and we learn that Neal Schon likes guitars a lot. During the Thingdemic, Neal purchased 150 guitars. 150. Apparently, they've been all carted off to a warehouse somewhere. That's what his wife tells people, which I guess is good, because if they don't have room in their house for the guitars, that would be a good way to solve the problem. But the article talks about how Neal Schon won't be promoting these shows via social media. Why? Well, he's really excited about the shows, but he had to shut down his personal account. This is over on Instagram, where both Neal and his wife were always very active. If you wanted to know what was going on with Neal and his wife during the day, you could go over to Instagram and get almost real-time information. They really, really like social media, or at least they used to. This is a trend, and I started that trend. People want to know, how come you're not? And I go, really? Get this, right? So he shut down his personal account because of constant imposters and hackers. He says, I'm not saying it's going to stay like that. It's just become too much for me to keep up with, he explained. There are so many scams. I shut down imposters every day when I was on there, and I just got so tired. I'd look at my phone and at the end of the day and go, how many hours did I spend on here trying to clean stuff up? Not a day went by when someone wasn't asking for money, even in roundabout ways. A cousin of mine wrote me and said, Neal, did you ask me for $500 because I was going to give it to you? And I was really worried. What's going on? They completely mirrored my image and everything, and it looked exactly like me, he said. It's just so out of hand. It's gotten too crazy. The world is so crazy, and social media is just something I don't want to know about right now. You know, it's too messy. So you got these Vegas shows coming up. And I think the lesson here, and I had a conversation off the record with Dean Castronovo about this, and we were just chatting about how much involvement is correct. You know, how much do you do via social media? And I'm like, you know what? If you're really good at what you do, you don't need, I know the old method of promoting where, you know, the record label does stuff for you and radio does stuff for you. Those days are gone for legacy artists like Journey. I get that. And social media tends to fill in a little bit for that. But let someone else do it. Let somebody with the Journey fan club do it. Let someone else with We Love Neal Schon Facebook pages do that, you know? I mean, for somebody to be directly involved, for Neal to be looking at his phone each day, and I do this too because I have Patreon, right? And Patreon, selfless promotion here, Patreon is a platform where you pay to get on there, at least $1 a month, $2 a month, whatever you can afford, and you can have nice, friendly conversations with people. Now, that doesn't mean it's completely safe and secure, because I've had to eliminate some people over there who basically wanted to say some nasty stuff. And he's right. It's totally out of hand. And going forward, I think the more boomer you are, hate to use that expression, but the more boomer you are, the less I think you should participate in this new promotions economy. I think you should just let the chips fall where they may. The people who like you already like you. You don't have to show them what you ate for dinner this afternoon, or where you're going out to eat later on, or, the new puppy that you just brought home. You don't have to do that stuff. You can just live your life. And privacy is something that a lot of us are craving these days, because everything is just out in the open. They need a QR code for everything, right? To get into a concert, you got to have a QR code. And what does that do? Well, it geolocates you to start. So in any event, I understand what Neal Schon is going through. Maybe not to the extent, because he's Neal Schon. I mean, there are a bunch of people out there who don't like him, who are jealous, who maybe look at, his wife and say, that's not fair. Well, it's life, people. It's the way things are. He's a great guitar player, and he's been playing this guitar for how many years now? Since he was like 12 or something, maybe even before that. And so you just get over it. You're not going to be him. There are a lot of people that try to live vicariously through other people, or they think it's like a badge of honor to scam someone, make someone feel like crap. It's the worst of what humanity is becoming. That's the way I see it. And the best thing you can do is avoid it. Just do what you have to do, and then get on with your life. That's pretty much my advice for those of you who want to be, super social media. I get it. There are benefits to doing it, but you need people working for you who can handle it. Neal Schon should have somebody who is intervening on his behalf, but my guess is that Neal has trusted people like managers, for instance, for decades, and it never ended up being exactly the way he wanted it to be. So I'm sure he wants more control over the situation, and I completely get that. But in the case of social media, let someone else handle it. I mean, it's just too much to deal with. All right, people, that's the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Patreon for $1 a month, like I said during the video, shameless plug. And until we meet again, I hope you have a great day. And yes, I will see you soon.